Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so I think now you would be having some hands-on experience on recipes. Okay, so let us move to the data flow. Okay, so while moving to the data flow, right, both the recipes and data flow, like I said in the earlier session, like recipes and data flows will be having the same functionality. But some few of the functions like which has been inbuilt in the recipes will not be available in the data flow because data flow is the older version which we are having now. Okay, so how to use the data flow? First of all, what is data flow, right? It's also an ETL transformation. We can do multiple transformation there to create a data set. It can be any large number of data set or small number of data sets. Whether we are creating multiple data sets, but based on the business logic and business scenario, and based on the business needs, right? Whether the sales or service, we'll be creating a particular data flow and we will be using all those data flows, right? So first of all, how to create a data flow is just go to the monitor and after that click on data flow recipes, click on data flows and create data flow. Okay, now you need to create a name for it. Okay, so since we are concentrating on sales, okay, we can name it as sales data flow. Okay, just click on create. It will open a window for you. Okay. So here, this is our window where we are going to create the ETL transformation. Okay. So what we need to do is, first of all, what are the items is required for that is, first, as an input, we will add an input data set in the recipe. Likewise, here also we have an input data set. Okay. It's called as a data set builder. Uh, like I said previously, in the recipe, we don't have the dataset builder, but in Dataflow, we have the dataset builder. What it does is if the objects are directly from the Salesforce and we are going to create some joins out of it, then by using Dataflow builder itself, we can create the joins. But if we are taking the joins, if we are taking the data from other sources, right? Suppose what I mean in other sources like Azure or different connection, if we are using, and if we need to get the transformation out of it, then like we cannot build the same using the dataset builder. Okay, so let me show a simple example like how quickly we can use the dataset builder to build the dataset. Okay, but this particular concept is not available in recipe, but you can see the relationship join which is already available, right? So that is already available for us in the recipe. Okay, but that is not available. Okay, but in the recipe we can do multiple joins, which is left join, right, and left outer and full outer. Likewise, lookup. These are the joins we can do it in the recipe. But here we can always do only the lookup. Okay, it will always act like a left join, and that is the major difference here. And in the recipe we had an aggregation. Okay, but here we don't have the aggregator here. And in recipe, we had a lot of functions which are been inbuilt function which we can use them. But in the data flow, also there are function, but if you want to write any other function, you need to code it. Okay, it won't be straightforward. There are some functions, but not everything. Okay, we have created the recipe, right? So if you see the sales recipe which we have created, okay, and say that we have created multiple data sets. Okay, likewise, if you want to create a data set using account campaign and user, right? Okay, but since it is coming opportunity account campaign and user, since it is coming from Salesforce object directly, we can directly use the data set builder. Okay, but it can quickly create a data set for us. But only thing is we need to provide the data set name while creating the data set builder. Okay, just click here. Here, sales data set using data flow. Okay. Um, so this will be very easy to just it is like a click and drag. Okay. First, we need to select opportunity, click on opportunity. Okay. And select the required fields from here. When you click here, you'll be able to select some fields from opportunity. Okay. Here comes the fields. Like there are some fields we can select from here. Okay, I'm just keeping only some fields for now. So when you again click on this plus button, you can see the relationship here, how it has been related, like how we had it in the recipe, right? Same way we are having this in the dataset builder. Okay, now I need to join with account. Just click on this join. Okay, it is automatically joined. And now what you need to do is just select the fields from account. Okay, so account ID, account name, account number, and is active, and annual revenue, billing country, industry. I'm selecting few of the fields from here. Mm, actually, these are the fields we might use in the dashboard. So I'm using these fields here. Okay. Account description. And what else I need is, okay, I can take shipping country also. Okay. These are the fields I need. I've taken these fields. Okay. So when I click on another plus button, I will get another relationship. But here I need to join the okay, I don't want to join with account, but I need to join with opportunities. I can go for relationship, mm, where we have joined the campaign, right? We can just click on this and campaign related information will come here. And what are the columns you need? Just press on this plus button and add the columns, necessary columns here. Okay. Okay. Campaign is added, and what we need is user again. I'm just adding the user based on created by ID, and I need to add fields in the user, right? So let me add some fields for the user. Add the full name, and okay, this should be enough from user. So what are the things we have added is opportunity, account, campaign, and user. And if you go to the relationship again, we can we can join contact if required. Else this is opportunity history. This is history. This is based on owner ID. This is based on price book ID. If I just need to add price book information here, we can add the price book also. Okay, just click on this plus again and add the fields, whichever fields is required for you. And description, price book ID. Okay, that's it. So what it is going to do is just we selected the fields and all the joins we have selected from the relationship. So by clicking next, your data set is already created for you. The data set name you have provided already. And if you see all this transformation which has been built for us by a data set builder, we haven't done anything. Okay. Always it's a best practice to add a version history. So what we have done here is like we have joined opportunity, account, user, price book, and contact. Okay. We can add this and update this data flow. And once we run this data flow, right, we can see all our applications might be starting up. See here, these are the application which is starting. And once this is completed, our data flow will run and we can see our data set in our analytics studio. Okay. So if we are using only Salesforce object, right, it is very simple. Okay. All the joins and relationship will be already listed to us. Only thing which we need to do is just select which are the joins and what are the fields required and proceed with that. Okay. So if you see after the replication has been completed, it gives you how much data it had and from the opportunity, and it is running our sales data flow now. Okay. Let it run. Once it is completed, we might be able to see some data from our data set. Okay. Let us validate that data together, like how that data is looking and how it is different from recipe, right? But you can see nothing is different. Only the approach which we are following is different from how we are creating the recipe and data flow. We can see a warning here. Okay, what this warning is, augment campaign does not join augment any columns. It means that the joins from the campaign does not have any values with the opportunities. Okay, if you see this, extend this, you will get to know where we are having the warning and what is the output. Okay, and if there is any failures, then it will show how much rows has been failed and why it has been failed. That reason also will be mentioned here. Okay. Likewise, so once our data set is created, you know that, right? We have already created given the data set name. This will be our data set name. Always this alias name we can use to find out the data set name. Okay. So here, this is our data set. So when I click here, I'm getting 706 rows, which is right because opportunity is our left source. Okay. Mm, okay. Opportunity is our left source, which is having 706 in total. If you see, we are getting the same 706 rows because opportunity we have used this as a left source. Okay, so that should be fine. And if you want to add some amount and values, you can check using this. Okay, and if you want to add some fields from, suppose if we have added price book, right? We can check whether we are get any information from price book. Okay, this is only the price book. Cash data. Okay, likewise. There any campaign is not there because there is no data. But if you want to check account, you can click on the account information. So based on the account information, you will be able to see the values. Okay. So this is normally about the details, how you can get the values from data flows. Okay. So we can see the data flow in depth. Okay, like what are the details we have now in the data flow and what we have in a recipe. Okay. In a recipe, like I said, we have an aggregator. But if you click on the join, right, you can see there are multiple joins which is available for us. Okay. One is left join, one is right join, one is inner join, one is outer join, and one is a cross join. So first of all, what is a left join? Okay. Mm, so if you want to explain, right, what is a left join, let me take a simple example. Okay. Let me take it as a opportunity and account. So it will be easy for you to understand also. Okay. This I will take it as account. Okay. And opportunity is 1, 2, 3, OPP1. Okay. And likewise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise, in account, mm, we have only this many opportunities and amount. Okay, amount could be something around this. Okay, like now what I'm doing is I'm trying to join opportunity with account and I need to get the amount out of that. Okay, so but what will happen as of now in the data flow, we have used only the left join, right? It means lookup. Lookup normally acts like a left join. Okay, so what it will happen is when you are going to look up the values, so it will check for the matching values from think this opportunity as a left source and this is as a right source. Okay, account as a right source. It will get this information from the opportunities like we have 4 opportunities and the matching opportunities is 4. So normally if we use the lookup, how the output will be. Okay, right, and amount from account. Okay, so this will be our values. Okay, and amount will be this, and here it will be 0 because it doesn't find any value. This is how when we use left lookup, right? This is how it will be there when we use the lookup. Okay, likewise, when we are using left join, okay, how it will be means again it will give the same result. Okay, left join will give us the same result, but we had one more option which is right join. Okay, right join means actually the account is joined with opportunity. It means even though it is a table, it will refer all the values from here. Okay, and it will see any matching values available here or not. Okay, so and based out of it, it will give us the result. Okay, for right join, how it will be This is the value, and this will be the amount you'll get. You will not get this extra field because the right will be always checking for which is there in the right. Okay, and it will try to find out the values, matching values from the left. But here, even though there is matching values, we are not getting any values from here. Suppose if you are taking opportunity amount also, even though if it is having all the values, right, it will be able to pull only the matching values here. Okay. Suppose if you are taking amount from there, it will be able to pull only the matching required values. That is right join, because in right you have only four values, but left you are having five values. So it will take this as a left source and it will try to find out the values. Like I said previously, when you're checking the data manager here, you can see account is having 1002 rows, but our opportunity is having only 706 rows. But here we are using opportunity as our left source. So what happens is, so since opportunity is being our left source, we can see only the 706 rows here. For example, if I'm taking the count of rows, right, it will be, you can easily see this, how much rows it is trying to pull out of the data. Okay. We can group it as totals and see, even though we are having total of 1002 in account, since it is not our main source, since our opportunity is main source, it will consider only 706 records. And out of the 706 records, how much is the matching records we are getting? It will try to pull the data for that. Even data is available or not in the B table, it doesn't worry, but it provides us result for this first 706 records. Okay, that is how it happens. This is about left and this is about right. Inner is nothing but, mm, like I said, wherever the matching value is available, even though if it is having 10 rows or not, it doesn't worry. But it has four, and even though it has five, whichever records are matched, only that record will be displayed. That is the inner join. Okay, only it will display the matching records. It will not consider as left or right. Okay, suppose think if you are having 10 rows here, okay, in the account, even if you are having 10 rows here, total 9 rows here, here we are having five. What happens is only this 5 will be matched with this 5, and our output will be presented only for this 5 rows. Okay. It doesn't worry about the other rows because other rows are not being matched. That is the inner join. Outer join, actually it will try to, what you are trying to do is you are trying to match this 5 with this 5. But what happens is outer join, even though this match is not there, it will show all these values. Even here also, if there is no any match, suppose here also, if we are having some other values like 16, 17, 18, right? Outer join brings all the records here. Okay. Uh, it means from the left and right, it tries to bring all the records. Cross join is also same. Actually, whenever if you are using 4 to 5 tables, right, what it happens when there is a cross join, it will try to bring all the records from all the tables. Okay, but this is a rare scenario where we'll be using the cross join, but this is all about the joins which we have in the recipe. But if you see the data flow, you don't have anything like that. Just it will be a lookup. If you see lookup single value and lookup multiple value, this is the only one join which you have here. Like I explained earlier, what is lookup single value and lookup multiple values, right? If you see this previous example, you will understand what is lookup and what is lookup single join and what is lookup multiple join. Okay. If anyone needs me to repeat, you can let me know. So I will repeat you like how to use the lookup single value and multiple joins. Okay. That is about this. And that is all about joins. This is very important concept. Please let me know if you're not able to understand it, right? Because this is major concept when we are using the data flow. Okay. And you can see here, there are a lot of transformations which has been used. This is SFDC digest, this is digest, this is HMOD, and this is append. Likewise, this is augment, this is compute expression, compute relative, dimension to measure, flatten, prediction, filter, slice data set, and update data set, and SFDC register. Likewise, we have an expert. Okay. So what are all this transformation is going to do for us? Okay. Whenever we are creating this data set, there are many like unique transformation which we can use from here to build our data set. it's very strong and it's highly recommended, right? Whenever we are using this, right, it will give us we can use the transformation in multiple ways, like how to transform our data and how we are going to present the data, right? All those things can be achieved using these approaches. Okay, so let us we have to build something using the dataset builder. Okay, but I'm trying to build something using SFTC digest. First of all, what is the difference between digest and SFTC digest? Okay, SFTC digest is local. Okay, it is trying to build the data from, it is trying to bring the data from your local connection using this transformation. But if you are using the external connectors, right? Suppose in the connect, I've shown you this is our local, SFTC local will be our local. But when we are trying to build the data from any other connections from here, like add connection, we have say Redshift, we have Heroku, and we have Azure, all these Oracle, we have all these connections. But when we are trying to bring the data outside of Salesforce using any other source, then we need to go for the digest transformation. And this HMART is like, if we get a data set from any environment, we can get the data set from any environment. And if you want to reuse the data set in our data flows, then we can use this HMART transformation. It is one of the powerful transformations here in the data flow. Likewise, we have append and we have augment, and this is a compute expression. Wherever we are doing some functions with the calculations, we can use the compute expression. And compute relative is more powerful whenever we are using the row level, right? Row level transformations, right? We can use this compute relative. It's like an analytical function which we use in SQL. And this is dimension to measure. This is simple thing. And this is flatten. This is very much used for our security predicates. Okay, row level security implementation. And this is prediction. Okay, let me show you like how we can use the SFDC digest. Okay, so whenever you are getting a node, right? If you are using the SFDC digest, just name it as SFDC digest. Okay, at the beginning, and I'm trying to get an field like values called object from opportunity. Okay, so here we can mention as opportunity. SFDC digest opportunity, but it is already there. So what you can do is you can put an underscore before this. So it means that you are adding a new node name. Okay, here you are having some. Here, whatever the fields you are selecting, only those fields will be, you'll be able to see those fields. Okay, and I need to see some of the columns. The ID columns I have added, I guess, name, type, stage. Okay, these are the columns I've added. Okay, suppose I need to join this with other like account, like what I need to do. So we have an account already, so we don't want to create it again. I'm trying to just join it. Just click on the augment. You need to give the node name. Augment is nothing but join here. Like I said, look up join. We can use augment to join the opportunity and account. So when you're mentioning this, what you need to do is you need to just mention as augment, opportunity, and account. So it means that you are trying to join opportunity and account, because we might be developers who are creating the data flow now, but later there might be some developers who join, or some other seniors or juniors who might work on this data flow in future. But everyone needs to understand whatever we are doing, right? It's one of the best practice. So first now I'm trying to join the opportunity because I'm trying to take opportunity as my left source. Okay, and left key will be the opportunity ID. And relationship is I'm joining account. So I will give the account name here. And right source will be account. Okay. And right key will be, sorry, here I should have taken the account ID. And right key is account ID. This is a key column. And right fields, what are the fields I needed from right? Those fields will be selected. And we need to select whether it is a lookup single value or multiple value. Here I will get only single value, so I'm selecting a lookup single value. So you can see here, it has been augmented now. right? So, and if I want to use any compute expression here, right, I can go ahead and use it. Just I need to select the source of it. Okay, here what I'm doing some compute, right? So an account, just creating it. So I'm doing a compute expression here. So what I wanted to do, okay, I'm just going to take the net sales, okay, just using a simple formula here. So what I wanted to do is net sales, I can take amount. I'm selecting numeric amount into precision will be 16 and scale will be 2. Okay, I think I did not take the quantity here. I'm just taking the quantity. So I can multiply amount into quantity here. So what I'm trying to do, I'm taking some formula here and trying to implement it here. Okay. So just I did a compute. Likewise, we can do like if I want a case statement, if you want a date function, all other calculation can be done here. Okay. And just I'm here like how we took the output node to register it. Here we are taking the SFPC register. Okay. Register account. This will be my source node. Compute will be my source node. Okay. And I'm not going to create an data set out of it. I'm mentioning as DF because it is created from the data flow. Just click on create. Okay. So like I said, version history is more important whenever we are doing it. Just updating it. So what I did here is I took the SFDC digest node, joined it with account and opportunities, and then created a simple compute, and I have registered it for output. Okay, let us see what is going to give us when it runs. Okay, let's go to the data flow monitor again. It won't run the replication now because it has been updated right now. Okay. Okay, the run has been completed. Okay, so let us see the data set, what it is giving us. Okay, see, this is our data set, which has been created for us. Now we can see count of rows, it will be always same. Now we have created a new column here, which says net sales. I'm taking this, okay, an amount. Now you can validate here, right? And you can add the quantity also. And see, normally what it did is it multiplied quantity into net sales, which gives us, but this is wrong one. The formula is wrong, but the idea is to tell you like how to do the calculation. Normally, what you will do is you will take the required columns and you will take the output of it. Okay, this is how we normally take the net sales or any other calculation. Any other calculation, if you want to do it from our data flow level, this is how we do it. But this is just a simple calculation, but we might need to do, there is a lot of transformations which need to be done. But what I would like to tell is like you can explore each and everything one by one, because you know now how to create a recipe and how to create the data flow. Just try to explore each one of it so that you will try to understand what this each transformation is doing, because this is same as how we do it in the recipe. But what is the main difference is like there are some different ways to use this. Okay, but when you create it, you will come to know. Okay, so I'm not going to deep dive it because data flow is going to be decommissioned from this end of the year. Everyone else, whoever using the data flow, they have given a coding where it can transform the data flow to recipe, and all of them is going to use the recipe in future. But since you wanted to know like how this data flow works, I've provided you a quick overview. But if you want to deep dive in depth, you can go ahead, right? You can go ahead and explore each and every item. And if you have any doubts, that will help you out. Okay. Okay. So these are all the
Hello,
yeah,
Anand, I have a doubt. In hello,
yeah, go ahead.
in recipe we had an output. All those will be shown down, but where we can find this output?
Yeah, that will not be shown in the data flow, because that is a like recipes are is going through a lot of processes, right? Because that is the one which Salesforce is focusing, right? So what happens is they are providing multiple updates in each and every release, but for data flows there is no updates. So yeah,
Okay,
that's a good question. Like it's a good observation too. Really appreciate you. We don't have a preview yet. That is one more difference also. It might be a good interview answer for you. It's a
okay,
good observation too, but we don't have a preview here. We just need to
oh,
we just need to identify everything from here, how it is going on, all the joins, right?
okay,
How it is
yes,
going on. We need to observe it from here. But since they are decommissioning the data flow, right? They are not focusing much
okay,
on the data flow.
okay,
They are just focusing on the recipe.
okay, fine,
Here we don't have it ideally.
okay.
Okay, but that is a
And
good
one more
observation.
doubt I have.
Yeah, yeah.
In recipe, at the beginning we had gone to connect, and we had through connect we had objects, everything run a full sync in recipe.
Right.
So in between, after creating a recipe, in between,
Hmm.
if I have to join another object,
Okay. But
uh,
which should be there in your connect node already. If it is not there, you need to connect that. Or what
okay,
it happens in the recipe, it when you add the necessary fields in your recipe, it will run the
okay,
connect and it will be already available here in SFTC local.
okay,
It should be already available. And what you need to
okay,
do is you need to run and keep it sync, or whenever you are running the recipe, it will go to the sync, but it will be already available here. It will be
okay.
added
So
here.
there is no need to connect in between. If I have to join in between another object, I can directly connect in that recipe.
Yeah, when you're doing the recipe, right? When you are trying to add it, what it will do, if you go to the recipe, suppose you can see there is, for example, if I'm seeing only this four is connected here, the rest all other
Yes,
is not been connected, user is connected, but
yes,
these are all just been added, but it has not run, right? Like this, it
yes,
will be also added here. But what you need to do is when you run the recipe, the replication will
yes.
start itself and it will keep it like
Okay,
uh, green color. It means it shows
okay,
that it has been run, right? And
okay,
your last run will be updated here. Okay,
okay,
but even though after you start your recipe, your connection has not run, you need to trigger it manually or during the
okay,
sync, right? Whenever it is syncing, during that time, it will run and keep it sync.
okay.
But in recipe, yeah, you have that advantage since suppose if I'm joining, right? If I'm joining, with a relationship, but already it doesn't have a sync. Okay, but if it
Yes,
has been added here, it will be shown as to shown here. Okay,
okay,
uh, even though the sync is not run, you can see the objects here, right? You can
yes,
see some of the objects. See, or what are the objects, right? All the objects which is available and which have access to our permission set will be already available here. Only thing
yes.
is you need to click and add that. So
Okay,
once you add, it will be available to us after it runs.
okay. Different.
Yeah, that is one more advantage here in recipe. But if you see the data flow, like that, even though it will show in the data flow also, but always, right, when we are using any columns, it's up to us, like we need to go here and connect this, and we need to see what are the fields we have access, and we need to run that and check whether it is running successfully. And then we need to start working on either recipe or data flow. This is our own org, so it is fine. We'll have the necessary permissions. But as a developer, what we will in a project, these kind of problems we will get. Okay, you say yes, yes, yeah, I will create it. I will create the recipe or data flow, no problem. I can see the objects already, but you will not have the require field access. Okay, during that time, again, you need to reach out to the admin team to get the access. Okay, instead of that, as a developer, what we need to tell is, I need to check in the connect whether I can see all the fields. Otherwise, you need to, before committing anything, you need to inform them. I've checked all the fields. We had the necessary access. So I'm proceeding forward, right? Otherwise, you need to tell them or get some time, like I will check and let you know. And in the connect, you need to check, run it and check it. Only if it is available, then you need to proceed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So fine, I think you can explore the data flow by yourself. If you have any doubts, I think I have explained just briefly about this, not overall concept with an example. I did not explain, but just try to go over it and see how much is how much you can create out of this data flow. Okay, but it might not be useful now, but it is necessary for your interviews if you are trying to switch a job, right? You need to know what is happening here. Okay, so according to me, like I don't want to take much on data flow. If you show any further questions, if you have, then we can work on the data flows. Okay, else we can move on to our dashboards. Or if you need any other session, right, we can take one more session. Like it's based on you, like whether if you want to see it in depth, then we can go in depth. Okay, you can let us know the feedbacks so that we can, if you want, you can go each and every transformation and go one by one based on your inputs. Okay. So anyone of us, like anyone who can give, you need more details, let me know. Else we can proceed with the dashboard from tomorrow. If you need, then we'll continue with the data flow session tomorrow also. So what do you think, guys? Like you need one more session on this, or we can proceed with the dashboards? It's really based on your input. There is nothing wrong if you want to learn. I can really tell you about that, but it needs to come from
As
me.
of this, it is okay for us now.
Okay. So anyone else who need in depth on this? Okay, I will take it as no then. Okay. So we'll start with the dashboard sessions tomorrow then. Okay, then we need to move on to securities. There are a lot of things. So we'll go one by one. Okay. So actually we'll be going, it's not like it is ended. We might come back here for security. We need to come back here to recipe, and it's day by day we need to come back. Like if you want to add any new columns like that, it's not like it is over, but every day we need to come back to recipe or data flow because that is our heart of the data which it is resetting. Okay. So yeah, then it should be fine. Thank you guys. Like we can see tomorrow. Like if you have any questions, you can do post me. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.